on, everybody? It's your boy Brian. I like taking pictures. Back with another banger today. You already saw the title, so you know what's happening. We're doing more album covers today. We're going to be changing up a few things this week though. We're going to be going through them one at a time this week, just because I think it'll be more interesting and better paced than taking all the pictures and then showing you the final results all at the end. And this way everyone doesn't just skip straight to the end anyway. Alright, let's jump straight into it. Alright, so our first album today is Waking at Dawn by Roy Woods. Here's what it looks like. Really just want to do covers with some pretty colors this week, so that's why we're doing this one. Nothing too complicated, he's just sort of standing in front of this glowing sun type object. I'm not sure if that's just photoshopped or if they use a projector or something, but I don't have a projector, so we're definitely photoshopping that. But let's get right into it. Alright, here's the setup for Waking at Dawn. Got a key light over here, another light just to bounce off the wall, and then the camera's over here. Oh my god, this light is really blinding me right now, but we'll make it work. Oh my god, my eyes. Alright, this is kind of trash so far. The lighting's definitely not right. Pretty happy with this one. I think we can make it work. Like always, it's not 100% perfect, but it's whatever. I'll make it work. Alright, so let's edit this one. Alright, so I just edited that picture. I tried to screen record it while I was photoshopping it, but my laptop just cannot handle that. It'll just keep crashing, so it's already edited, but I can still walk you through the file and just show you everything that I did now. But first, here's my finished version alongside the original, just so you can have a look. Let's work our way from the bottom to the top. It's not the exact order that I really did all the steps, but it'll just make it simpler. So first off, we just have a solid color here, just as the background. We put a little bit of concrete textures on there. Just added a curves layer just to brighten that up. And then just two hue and saturation layers, just to get the color a little bit closer. And that's about it for the wall. We added in a bit of this glow. And then the center glowing orb. We also put some shadows around the edges. Then we messed with the color of that and added a lot of green on there. And then here's the picture. So I just cut myself out of that. Then I put a curves layer and a hue saturation layer just to match myself to these colors a little bit more. I added a bunch of shadows onto myself, and I added a bit of light spill from that orange source. Just did some color grading, added a lot more green and some more vignette. Added in the text. Just messed with the final colors a little bit, and then put the advisory on. Overall, it's just okay, it's not great. I mean, I guess it's passable, but it's still kind of janky. The colors aren't exactly the same, and the original one is still like a lot more grainy, especially in the light. Also, he's a lot more in shadow than I am, and the glow that's sort of surrounding that light is a bit different in the original one as compared to mine. Alright, but let me know what you guys think of that one. It's time to move on to the next one. Alright, now up next we're doing 1800 by TyFontaine. Here's what it looks like. Again, some more vibrant, pretty colors. Some heavy Photoshop here. Gonna be hitting up Google Images to try and get a bunch of these assets. Nothing too complicated for the photo taking, just gotta match this pose, so let's give it a shot. Alright, here's the setup for 1800, pretty simple. Just the one light over here and then the camera over there. Yeah, once again, don't worry about the background or anything. Pretty much everything's photoshopped in this one. All we have to worry about is just the face and the lighting, so that's it. This light is still blinding me. The pose is fine, but I think the lighting's a bit too contrasty, so I think I'm just gonna throw a little bit of light over here and then we should be good. Alright, I can definitely work with this one. Let's get to editing. Alright, so my version of 1800 is all edited. Here's mine and the original. I'm actually pretty happy with this one. This is probably the best recreation I've done, or at least the closest to the original in all these videos I've done. That being said, this was an absolute nightmare to edit. It was fine for about the first half, but then my laptop really started to struggle. It was huffing and puffing, sounded like a jet engine. It was crashing very often. I was basically just trying to do one action and then save it before it would crash. It took a very long time, but I was eventually able to get it finished, and now I'll walk you guys through what I did. Alright, so first up we just have this image of a sky. It's not the same image, but it's just something similar. There's clouds, that's all I really needed. I do think their image was actually of a night sky, not a day sky, but it's whatever. Just put a bit of Gaussian blur on there just because it's in the background. It's supposed to be out of focus. And then just brushed in a little bit of smoke, a little bit of haziness. Then we added the water. This is actually the exact same water PNG that they use. I just went on Google and I searched half underwater PNG and just set it to large sizes, and this was literally one of the first ones. I didn't even realize it was like halfway through. I was like, wow, this water image I found is really similar. And then I looked closely and it's exactly the same. Alright, so then here's me just cut myself out, and I just had to kind of extended my shoulder a bit. I know it looks weird here because the color and stuff isn't on there, just because it was cut off a little bit. Just removed a little bit of those eye bags just because you gotta do what you gotta do. Brightened it up a lot. Made the eyes this really creepy looking white. I have another layer of the water on top of me. Then we put this bit of smoke above the water and in front of my face. Added in these birds, and then just put a bit of Gaussian blur on there to make them look like they're more in the background. Added in these flowers. They're all just the same one duplicated. I realize now that in the actual image they at least switched them so it goes facing left, facing right, facing left, facing right. But mine are just all the same way, but it's whatever at this point. I'm not going to change it. Just added a bit more contrast onto the flowers. And then we have this first layer of red. Then we added in this moon, put a bit of blur on that, and then just kind of blew it out a little bit. Then we added some more birds in front of the moon and put some blur on them. I added the nose ring. I just cut out his. I didn't find a separate image for it. Just didn't feel like it. I just desaturated the nose ring just to get rid of any little bit of red that was around the edges. So we added in this dust here. It's not the exact same dust overlays that they had, but it was just something similar. And I put a little hue saturation layer on the dust just to make it red. And then we did some color grading, added a lot more contrast and made the bottom a lot darker. Also lifted the blacks a tiny bit. I guess I left the advisory on by accident before the color on accident, but just put the regular one on top of it. And yeah, that about does it. Let me know what you guys think of this one. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, it's not perfect. The biggest differences are definitely the sky in the background, and I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of minor differences. Nothing's exactly right, but I feel like overall it still looks pretty good. But let me know what you think. Now let's move on to the last one. Alright, the last cover we're doing today is At Meh. Is it At Meh? At Me? At Meh? Whatever. I'm aware this is just a song, not an album, but I just think the colors are pretty again, so that's why I'm doing it. This is a relatively simple one again. He's just sitting on a photography backdrop. I do have some backdrops, but not these textured ones like this, so I'm probably just gonna have to Photoshop it. But yeah, let's go give it a shot. Alright, here's the setup for At Meh. We just got the white backdrop over here. It's not the exact same kind of backdrop. It doesn't have the texture, but I'm just gonna Photoshop that in. We just got one light over here and then the camera under the desk over here, if you can see that. It's so uncomfortable sitting like this too. I'm not as flexible as Playboi Carti apparently. Still not happy with how this looks, so I think I'm actually gonna put a second light in here. Alright, I mean it's still not really perfect, but I'm kind of struggling to get it exact, so I'm just gonna take it and see what I can do with it in the edit. Alright, so At Meh is all edited. Here you can see mine and the original. Alright, now I'll walk you guys through what I did. So first up, we just have this little concrete image. Just mess with the perspective to make it look more like the floor coming towards the camera. Then have this other layer of concrete here. And then another one of the same one just to be the background. Just to start building this effect that there's sort of the backdrop coming down and onto the ground. We just added some blur to that. Made it a bit darker. Added some shadows there. And some even more shadows there. And then even more shadows there. And another shadow there. Alright, so here's the picture of me. Yeah, I didn't end up using the actual backdrop I was on at all. Just cut myself out from it, and I did rotate myself a bit as well. So yeah, cut myself out. And then I added some more shadows onto my face since the lighting is supposed to be coming just from that side. Sort of added these shiny highlights on the edges of the clues. And the little earring that was just taken straight from the actual cover. Then we did the first layer of color grading. We started to get that greenish blue color in there. And then I added these green streaks that you can see in the actual image just with some brushes. Did another layer of color grading. Made everything a lot darker. Messed with the colors a bit as well. Added a lot more shadow on the sides, but then added some more light coming from the right side where the light is. Desaturated the corner a little bit just to make it seem a bit more blown out, like that's where the light is placed. And then we just added the advisory. So my final thoughts on this one, it's okay, not great. Colors aren't exactly the same, and the textures in the back is definitely a bit different. Also, I feel like the floor is almost higher up in mine. Probably because I'm a short boy, so to match his height, my floor had to be higher. Yeah, I feel like this one's solid overall, probably the second best from this video. Just the colors and the textures weren't 100%, but Let me know what you guys think of this one. Alright, well that's gonna do it for the video. Let me know what you thought of these covers. Let me know if there's any other covers or anything else you want me to do in future videos. Thank you for all the support. Keep liking, subscribing, commenting, all that. It really means a lot and I appreciate it. I hope that you're all doing well. I'll see you guys in the next one.